Hey guys, welcome back and happy Friday. All right, guys. Well, we have a lot going on right now. We have our new interview on our podcast, Hot Messy Podcast, up with RHOBH that came out this morning. We obviously have our Let's Whine About It members only live that's coming up on Monday. Now it's the weekend. I always get asked, what are you doing this weekend? And it's so funny. This weekend over here in South Florida, we have something called the Christmas Boat Parade. So that should be really fun. Maybe I can take some videos or photos and post them on the community tab if you guys even care. Now, with that, we're back to talk about Mauricio Umansky, who is sharing new details on Kathy Hilton's alleged Aspen meltdown. I guess we don't have to say alleged because she said that she had a moment. It's Lisa Rinna who's the narrator. Anyways, he's talking about the status with Kathy and Kyle. He's also talking about the Jax drama, who's Garcelle's son, and he's, well, explaining why he didn't mention the Hiltons on his new hit show on Netflix, Buying Beverly Hills. So before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so thanks to Reality Blurb, Mauricio Umansky was on Watch What Happens Live. And when he was talking about what happened at his Aspen home that he has since sold with Kathy Hilton. And this is something that we talked about. This is legit a year of talking about this, but we haven't really heard anything from Mauricio because I feel like he kind of stays out of the family drama. I think he had enough with the Hiltons, but we'll get to that in a minute. Weeks after Lisa Rinna was seen accusing Kathy of berating Kyle and threatening her entire family, Mauricio revealed that he found out when he woke up before offering an update on where she stands, she being Kyle, with Kathy now. I woke up that night late. It was early morning. Rinna was extraordinarily distraught from everything that she'd heard and seen. Kathy had a hard time that morning, and it was a very intense night. Yeah, we know that part, Mauricio. He said that I was not there, so I can't exactly, say what was said or what was not said. But there was no question that that night was really intense. I kind of appreciate the fact, that he has the ability to stay out of this family drama, even though it's still his family, right? It's his wife, but he lets sisters be sisters. And watching Buying Beverly Hills, which we had his daughter Farrah on, it's such a great show. And it's like the perfect place for Mauricio. It showcases his business. It showcases just amazing real estate. And I really enjoyed watching him in that boss role. But I also enjoy him. I mean, I love watching Mauricio on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills as well, except for that whole Jax moment, but we'll get to that. The night and the weeks that followed were so intense, in fact, that Kyle and Kathy have remained estranged ever since. The truth is that they really have not spoken at all, since this has gone down. And I'm just being supportive of Kyle, and eventually, hopefully, the families get back together. I feel like this family, Kathy, Kyle, Kim, they do this a lot, it seems like, where they come together, then they break up, but they're sisters and they have a very interesting history, and shit happens in families. That's just the harsh reality of it. As for his relationship with Kyle's sisters, Mauricio said, Kim and I are all good and Kathy and I are all good. To be clear, I stay completely out of their personal dynamics. It's the best solution for me. I stay out of it. I support Kyle 100% on everything she says, does, and will ever do. And that's my philosophy and my politics. Happy wife, happy life. That is very smart, Mauricio. Whatever Kyle says goes. I mean, it would be silly. Reality TV breaks up so many marriages and relationships. It would be so silly if he interjected and put himself in there in the midst of the mix of everything and told Kyle, you're wrong, over something that he's like, this isn't my fight. Right? Well, okay. While it seemed hard to believe that Mauricio remained asleep during Kathy Hilton's meltdown, he insisted to a curious fan that he did not wake up amid the drama. He said, I was actually sleeping. They stayed out really late that night. They all went out. They went out to the Caribou Club. I was with them till about midnight, maybe 12:30, and then I got tired. I always do. Anybody who knows me knows I go to bed early. I went home, I went to bed, and all of that shit happened. All right. Well, he also had to address the situation where he laughed and said, I think that's awesome, or something like that. when he was being told about Erica yelling at Garcelle's son to get the fuck out of here. And now, of course, Andy Cohen's going to hold him responsible for this and ask him, hey, what happened? And his explanation, this is what he said. Full transparency, the night that we filmed, we weren't really around. I had not seen what happened between Erica and Jax at the time, and so we filmed it. It happened, and then later on, we watched the show, and when I watched the show, I cringed. I thought it was horrendous. I was just in such bad, it was just in such bad taste, such poor taste, and he said, I felt so bad. So he's saying, I didn't actually see what happened, so I prematurely spoke, and I think that that's fair. You have cameras on you. You're laughing about something. He probably wasn't even processing it at the time. And we also know, too, he's talked about it before. Sometimes he likes to partake in a little marijuana. And maybe at that moment, he just didn't know what was going on. If he apologized and now is taking it back and apologized to Garcelle, and Garcelle's accepting it, then that, that's where it stands. According to Mauricio, he immediately reached out to Garcelle to apologize, and she was quick to offer her forgiveness. She accepted it right away, totally understood, and I told her I had no idea. Whether it was Jax or Portia, I was the same way. Watching the way that it happened was horrible. I would never condone that. It was absolutely disgusting, and I apologized to her. I apologized today again to Garcelle and to Jax. And on Watch What Happens Live, he was questioned about why he didn't mention the Hiltons on his new show, Buying Beverly Hills. He said, the reality is, I didn't feel like it needed to be mentioned. There's a lot of drama going on between Kathy and Kyle right now. There's enough going on. I didn't need to rehash that. I didn't need to bring it into something new. It was really all about me and about us and not about anybody else. And so it was just something that I chose not to mention. Another smart play on Mauricio's part, because it would have just rehashed and open old wounds, and who needs that kind of negative energy, especially going into something that's new that they're excited about. And if you guys didn't see Buying Beverly Hills, it lived in the top 10 for a while on Netflix. They're definitely getting more seasons. That show's going to be on for a while. It's an interesting dynamic. It's a family dynamic in real estate, something that we haven't really seen in the past. I mean, we've seen it a couple times, but so much better than $1 Million Listing or Selling Sunset. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are, though. So go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about him mentioning everything that he did on the Watch What Happens Live episode this past week. And also, don't forget, we have a new podcast episode on a Hot Messy Podcast with RHOBH. I'm trying to think, because we have so many guests coming up. Like, where are we right now? It's a lot to juggle, but we're also going into the holidays and a lot of stuff is going down. So with that, go over to the community tab, vote in the poll that I posted this morning. Let us know what you think. Comment below. I love you guys so much. And thank you for everybody who reached out over my friend's passing. Was 1 year yesterday. My friend Chelsea. It was a really hard day. We ended up going to the beach, bringing her sunflowers. And I saw all of, the amazing comments and people reaching out. And that was just really sweet to me. So thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. And I hope you have a beautiful and safe weekend. Bye.